go.
Hello, you're listening and or watching the Edification Hour. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Kyle.
Yep, Kyle's here today with us. Jeremy is at the dentist, which hopefully he's having a A-OK time at the
Sure,
dentist.
yes, everybody loves the dentist.
Yeah. So, and Rachel's still doing her job thing. So, what are we going to talk about? Well, we got a pretty good amount of entertainment news after the past few weeks where we've had basically like one story for entertainment news. This time, Nintendo is getting the short stick, and we only got like two things. One of them's not even a real story. One of them's just kind of fake. One I put in. And then we have the nerd vocab after that. Two little bits of video game news. Good amount of net news. And then lastly, we have our tech news at the very end of the show.
Goody.
So we're going to have to kind of speed through this because we're recording a bit differently, which is going to take up a lot of time and data. So, all right, Kyle, you excited?
Sure.
What's going on with the in the CW world?
Well, as you know, the CW is a place for a lot of DC superhero shows such as Arrow, The Flash, and it's going to be the home for the next season of Supergirl and the Legends of Tomorrow, but it's going to be another big team up, and that has to do with the Dominators. And I have no idea who the Dominators are, so I'm...
From what I read, they're just a alien race. I think one of them specifically is named Dominator, but they're known as the Dominators. It's a bit weird.
Are they bad guys or good guys?
They're bad guys.
Oh, they sound like
That's why they have
bad
to
guys.
team up. Be interesting if they were good guys and they had to...
Because if they were
fight,
good
yeah.
guys, it'd be like kind of dirty-looking superheroes.
Dirty looking super-
You know, dominatrix, I guess. You know, that's the first thing that popped in my head. But,
So you can look forward to all your favorite superheroes coming together to save the day. Next up is a bit of an interesting one. Kyle, are you ready for Half-Life 3 and Portal 3?
no, I've lost hope
You've lost hope.
completely.
That's good, but there may still be a slight glimmer of hope because J.J. Abrams is making a Portal and Half-Life movie. And he said that they are still in development, and it's pretty early on in the stages. But how would you think a Portal movie would work out?
I think it would pretty much just follow maybe the first game. I think that's very fairly narrative story already. I mean, they don't have much further to go to get a movie out of that.
Yeah, even in the second one, which I think really kind of expanded on the whole narrative of it a lot, because you're finding about Aperture and everything. The only thing I would wonder is how would they do Chell, because nobody's really done a silent protagonist in a movie. I mean, they probably would give her some
Charlie
kind
Chaplin.
of voice acting. But not only that, it said Portal and Half-Life. Oh, it said movies. Okay, so it's not the same thing.
Oh,
So two separate movies, which I bet is going to be like Half-Life 3 or Portal 3 or one of those. Cause
the Half-Life Extended Universe
yeah, that doesn't exist.
does now.
Well, I think we talked about it in one show why they're not going to make Half-Life 3, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, well.
So then we're going to get a Counter-Strike movie too? Team Fortress might be a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
Be a comedy.
Team Fortress
Action
movie.
comedy. Maybe The Expendables, but good.
So, Kyle, moving along here, what's your opinion on the Disney remakes, the live-action remakes?
I'm fairly indifferent about them. I think it's interesting to see the stories retold, and it doesn't bother me that because they're not messing with the past. I mean, that's there already. It's set in stone.
Right.
So whether it's a good idea to revisit, it doesn't really matter. It's just a different new story for new audiences. I think it's kind of good to keep stories fresh.
Yeah,
even though
see that.
most Disney classics are classics.
So yeah, with the most recent remake, that was Jungle Book, right?
Yeah, the Jungle Book.
Jungle Book. It did fairly well. You know, a lot of people liked it. I haven't seen it yet.
I went and seen it with my family. It was okay.
But let's see. Yeah, the Jungle Book actually earned like 965.8 million worldwide.
That's more than I make.
So a lot of people are saying they want to see a live-action Disney film, like say Frozen, which I would think would be terrible.
Well,
all around.
I'm not going to pass judgment, but I don't want to see it. Whether it's good or bad is.
But yeah, The Lion King is going to be the next one, if I didn't mention that before. So
Isn't there already they have a live action play, don't they? Musical play?
yeah, they have a musical, but I don't think that follows the same thing. I'm not even sure. I think it's like a different kind of Lion King story. But yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it. I guess they're going to use CG animals all over the place. Or they could use like a mixture of real animals. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. But
to be honest, I'm not really a fan of live action talking animals, even if they're CG. They just kind of...
Yeah, I don't...
That's never felt right to me. Like, it's all right if they're cartoons, but when they're like live action, it's just like, eh.
I don't see how well that's going to go over, though, because... Yeah, you would either have to have real animals and then animate their lips or something like that, or animate their mouths, I should say. Or you're going to have just complete full CG, which, well, why don't you just make the whole thing CG? Or why, you know? So you're just going to be filming an empty plane and then adding CG animals on it.
Does that count as live action anymore?
Or could be an awkward mix. Just have like real animals, like real zebras, like running in the plains of Africa, and then inserting these CG lions in there.
I'm sure the zebras would appreciate that.
So we'll just have to see when they release the first trailer, whenever that's going to come out. Moving right along here, are you a fan of Smallville?
Sort of. I've watched every episode. You
said, sort of. I've seen every episode.
But it's kind of a love-hate relationship. I don't want to give a review of it or anything. We don't have time for that. But for me, the show never really reached its full potential. But I think that was a lot to do with the budget. But I'm glad I watched it.
Well, you can watch it again on Hulu because all 10 seasons are coming October 1st to Hulu.com or however you want to say it. So that's exciting. I mean, I never really saw it. Wasn't really interested in it at the time when I was small. I was more into cartoons. I was like, I didn't even know what it was. To me, it kind of looked like a horror thing, the way they portrayed it. It kind of looked like a horror theme. So I'm like, I don't know, Smallville? What?
It's kind of like a dark soap opera, a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it looked a little too dark for me. So I was like, that's like a horror? Scary? I want to watch it in Smallville. It just kind of sounds like something that sounds scary to me at the time when I was a kid.
It's not that scary. You're just being a baby.
I was small. I was young and naive. Speaking of superheroes, Luke Cage is now a thing, and he's on Netflix right now. And a lot of the reviews are coming in, and
that's as of today, September the 30th, right?
As of today, September 30th, he has a 9.2 on IMDb. So
already?
Apparently it's pretty good. Well, yeah, people binge watch it overnight, I'm pretty sure.
Did it come out last night or this morning?
Could have come out this morning.
There was somebody got some
definitely recent.
Early preview for reviewers?
7 hours ago.
Well, the internet moves fast.
It does. All right, moving right along into Nintendo news, trying to keep this short. Nintendo still won't say anything about the NX. That's the story I put in there. They've been pretty silent as of late. Past week, we've had like nothing.
Since the beginning, really. They haven't said anything specifically about NX.
Well, they haven't really announced any kind of games or anything. They've that's what I mean. They've been silent, or no kind of like leaks or anything like that, or rumors, nothing. So it's just been kind of quiet on the Nintendo front. But in Pokemon news, at least, you can get the mythical Pokemon Keldeo October 1st through the 24th. So if you didn't get Keldeo, you can now. Kyle, what's going on? What's the nerd vocab for today?
Today's nerd vocab is rootkit. Rootkit, a set of software tools that enable an unauthorized user to gain control of a computer system without being detected.
Wow, that just sounds not good at all. We'll get into that reason in a little bit, but now we're going to segue right along into the video game news, still keeping it quick here. Rumor, here's a rumor that happened this past week. 2K's Battleborn will reportedly become free-to-play in the coming month, which that rumor was shot down by the developer. He said, it was Randy Pitchford, responded on Twitter saying that, no, we have no plans as of right now to convert Battleborn free-to-play. He said we have some unannounced trial version of the game that would be free and from which you could purchase DLC and stuff like that. But that's months away. They're not even close to getting that ready. So there is something like that coming out. But poor Battleborn, I was interested in it when we first saw it, but then Overwatch kind of came in and strategically kind of brushed them off to the side with, their marketing strategies, and it wasn't marketed very well. I think that's why Battleborn's kind of doing poorly.
I haven't heard of Battleborn.
We talked about it. It's one of the first things we talked about a couple really long time ago, back I think when we were at the radio station.
I never pay attention during this show.
Well, offended. So yeah, don't get your hopes up for free Battleborn if you're interested. But poor Battleborn, I feel bad for him. Maybe one day I'll give him a try, but it's a little too slow for me, I feel.
It's too slow, and you haven't gave him a try yet?
No, I've played the open beta. When they had the weekend of open beta, I played some of that. It was fine, but it felt a little too MOBA-y, a little too slow. It literally is a first-person MOBA. Unlike Overwatch, which is more of a, tactical. It's not a MOBA. Hero, champion, checkpoint, whatever, you know what I mean. It's too many genres. Okay. We talked about rootkit, and here is why, moving right along. Capcom Street Fighter V for PC includes a secret rootkit, gives any installed application kernel-level privileges, meaning they can go in and snoop around your system. Basically, the developer said that they were doing this because they wanted to stop cheaters, because people cheat, do little cheat skis. So that is why, but that is not exactly the way you're supposed to do that. You kind of have to do it from their end. The proper way to do this would to be on the server side, but they decided they wanted to do it client side. Client side being my computer, versus theirs, which that's kind of illegal, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's illegal.
You probably signed something that says you want them to do it.
Yeah, it's probably in a document that they had you agree to, which nobody ever reads that. They just just let me play my game. So, if you have Street Fighter V on PC, which I was thinking about getting, but I don't think I'm going to get it now. I don't know. I don't really, Street Fighter's kind of okay. So, that ruins my chances of getting it altogether. Well, that's interesting. Alrighty, well that does it for the video game news. Let us move right on to net news. A bunch of stuff is happening on the online world. Kyle, what's going on with Yahoo?
Yahoo confirmed a data breach affecting 500 million accounts, including logins, names, logins again,
wow,
birthdays, and security options. A lot of logins. The good news is that the passwords were encrypted with a strong hash algorithm, so they'll be relatively protected. the bad news is the breach happened in late 2014. There's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, that was 2 years ago. And generally, actually, a lot of companies get hacked a lot. And they don't specify when they're hacked. Because, people will be like, oh, my stuff, I'm scared, fear, panic. And as Yahoo stated, well, 2 years ago, yeah, we're just telling you guys this now because we didn't want to, want you to panic. That your information isn't really safe. Say even Amazon, a lot of people put all their personal information on Amazon and stuff like that. Well, your stuff is out there. You just have to change your password every now and then because, like, even my email's been opened up in India for some reason. It's like, nope, changing password now. So
what gets me is there's 500 million people who have Yahoo accounts. Do you have a Yahoo account?
I might.
You might. I used to have.
I don't
Yahoo
recall
email,
ever making one, but I think
like
it was
like in the mid to late 2000s when I was like 10.
But so yeah, just be careful with your information. Hackings happen all the time. Companies don't specify it right away. Even Google has.
Just don't get internet. Just go off the grid.
Yeah, just go off the
Go
grid.
live in the woods like Ron
woods.
Swanson, and everything will be all right.
You don't need technology. Sucks anyways.
Just watch the scrolls all day.
So, an interesting little thing about AdBlock. This was just kind of just an interesting little thing I thought was kind of cool. A survey found that 77% of AdBlock users feel some sort of guilt about about blocking ads, because this goes against the common stereotypes that AdBlock users don't really care about the digital content and people losing their revenue. And because we're all human, we feel bad, especially when they say, oh, unblock the ads so we can get money and stuff like that. Of course, I use AdBlock, but most of the time it's just for loading purposes. Because if you go to a website and there's like 10 million ads, plus you have the really annoying ones.
Shame on you.
That pop up, and then you click the X button, and it opens up another window. I said no. I wanted to close. It's just like, it's really annoying.
I don't use AdBlocker, but not for moral reasons. Just because I don't care.
I do whitelist a couple
Be too
sites.
lazy to put anything on my computer.
Like I whitelist YouTube because obviously they need that kind of revenue. Then a couple of websites I go to that are like personally owned by some people. But other than that, everybody else, I don't like ads. I hate ads. I feel bad. Kyle, moving along once again. What's going on with North Korea? What's up with them?
North Korea?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about North Korea is that a regime, is it regime? Regime? Regime fisime?
No.
Regime? It's regime.
Regime.
Well, in North Korea, regime goes to great lengths to both prevent the outside world from learning what goes on there and prevent its citizens. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Korea is kind of a closed, it's like a gated community, and they don't want anything to do with anybody else.
It's a gated community that nobody wants to be in.
Well, they won't say that because somebody might disappear if they do. But anyways, an IT error just gave us a glimpse at the country's online ecosystem, and it's a pretty meager one, apparently. Uber app security engineer Matthew Bryant noticed that North Korea had set itself to allow domain administrators to request a list of its national top-level domains. Bryant had set up a script to watch for this kind of thing. He was just sitting there hitting refresh. There was a whopping 28 KP domains.
.kp is the
.kp.
North Korean, like we have .com, .net,
KP.
.gov. They have .kp. And yeah, they have a whole 28 websites on the
that ought to
North
make
Korea.
things simpler. I kind of wish we only had 28 websites.
But most of it's just propaganda.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you have...
Or so we're told. Maybe it's not. Maybe everything we hear about them is propaganda. Maybe they're the best country on earth, and we don't know it.
So yeah, somebody's probably going to die. Somebody screwed up and allowed the websites to be viewed publicly, and I think somebody posted it on Reddit. Yeah, he went and posted it on Reddit, so all the Reddit users were going to see what it was about. They were translating it, and basically some of the websites crashed and stuff. I just find it hilarious, but it's not really anything too exciting. It's kind of boring, just propaganda and stuff like that. All right, last thing, tech news. Here we go. Before we end the show, wow, I was like, what, 20 minutes? Wow,
Speed round.
it's a new record. What's going on with Elon Musk? I'll let you do the last one.
Well, Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX, announced today that SpaceX's propulsion team has successfully test-fired the interplanetary transport system Raptor engine.
Nice.
I don't know what that means at all.
So this Raptor engine, I think it's going to
It's
help.
related to dinosaurs?
No. Well, it might
It's kind
be
of disappointing.
Well, I think it's going to help
Space dinosaurs.
with
That'd be
the
cool.
mission to Mars.
Oh,
So it's basically going to be more efficient in getting there. I believe that's what that's about. So that's kind of exciting. Instead of taking, how long does it take to get to Mars? 6 months, something like that.
a few days.
It's not a few days. A couple months, or I think like 2 years. It might have been something else. Takes 260 days, so pretty close.
Yeah, just said a few days. Not even a whole year.
260 days. The Raptor engine will reportedly cut down on that, so that would be pretty
They're doing
cool.
what?
Just being more efficient. Hold on, let's see. Raptor. Several times the thrust of the Merlin 1D vacuum engine that powers the second stage of the current Falcon 9, which, the second stage, and it's next generation space launch vehicle designed for the exploration and colonization of Mars. So, there you go.
Cool. I can dig it.
That's about all we have on that project, and that will be it.
Except for this one quick bonus news fact. We just received word that Miyamoto has revealed Mario's age, Mario of the Super Mario franchise, and he is 24 to 25 years old.
Huh.
Which
my
feels
age.
really weird because I am older than Mario. And that feels really weird.
You're older than Mario, and he's older than you are at the same time.
Yeah. The
weird.
character is 20. That's weird. I thought he'd be at least 30.
Right?
Yeah, at least.
Well, I mean...
Maybe even 40.
I guess that kind of... How old is Peach, then?
I don't know.
I think she's about 20.
Is that in mushroom years?
Peach is in Mushroom.
She's from the Mushroom Kingdom, right?
Yeah, I don't know how that works out. I don't know how Mario and Luigi got to not be mushrooms.
Because they came from Brooklyn.
No.
They're from Brooklyn, New York. They followed Donkey Kong into the pipes. Donkey Kong was in his country, and he was chasing some bananas through the pipes. He came to Brooklyn, caused some ruckus, and Mario and Luigi chased him out, and they fell in some pipes and got to the Mushroom Kingdom. You didn't know that? Everybody knows
Is
that.
it canon?
It's my head canon.
Okay, that's your head canon. Well, that's going to be it here for this week. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. You can find me at Nerd Edification on Twitter. Also look out for the Nerd Edification Hour on Facebook. Just look for it there. The YouTube channel is Strangely Entertaining. That's where I upload various gameplay videos and or their Edification Hour. Still trying to get the scheduling right on that. And Kyle, where can they find you at?
You don't need to find me. I'm good.
Okay.
The less you know, the better.
Yep. All right, that'll be it. Thank you. And until next time, stay fancy.
Good one.